everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. So, do we want to? We just want to give a little quick overview of what happened last time for not going into any detail, just where we left it. If somebody's up for volunteering for that.
Go on, John.
Everybody else steps backwards.
Somebody who came way earlier than me.
It didn't help.
We are looking for two people. One we believe to be a con man of sorts, and the other his, I don't know if we should call it girlfriend or object of con. And we have basically come to a small, well, town? Not village,
Yeah,
it would be more of a small
village.
town.
More of a village, really.
Village, okay, a small village, where we are ingratiating ourselves with the locals by purchasing copious amounts of alcoholic beverages.
Oh, that's glad you reminded me of that.
And for which we were also treated with a portentous song, is what we were calling it. Although perhaps comforting song to some. And I believe our next avenue of investigation was to go to a person's either lodging, if I'm not misremembering that. We were given a name of somebody.
So I think there's been some other people have had some additional ideas since, but yeah, I think the main one was being mention of Sir Henry Moore. I'm gonna call him Sir Henry Moore. Sir Reginald Moore, who lives in the lodge or the manor house about a mile north of the village. So because one of the locals, you've been told by one of the locals that the groundskeeper, Mr. Samoa's groundskeeper, had supposedly overheard an American gentleman arguing with Samoa. But on top of that, the groundskeeper, who is usually a regular at the Moor Arms, hasn't been seen for about 2 days. I think that pretty much covers it, really. Sorry.
We came here early doors, didn't we? I think we had a breakfast and then came. So what time are we looking at now?
It is about. I was just looking at on the screen.
We just ordered some pies, haven't we, and stuff. So is that as dinner?
Yes, I believe so. I believe it. Yeah, it's just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
On this time.
So, are we going to stay here tonight, gentlemen, or are we going to head back to?
I think
Sheffield.
No, I think she'd said that there were rooms at the inn.
Yes.
We are booking rooms then.
She has rooms. There's only one. There's only one of the rooms has been taken, but she's got enough space to put all of you up. You might have to share rooms, but beyond that.
Who's in the other room as a matter of?
It's your friend, the guy with the maps.
Maybe somebody else should approach him. He keeps giving me evils.
And as Jake kindly reminded me, you've all been, everybody, has everybody been partaking of the local beverages?
I bought a pint, threw it on the table. Actually, that might have been my second pint, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Which is possibly why, considering my constitution, I threw the second one on the table.
So I believe, as the landlady pointed out, the beer is brewed locally. In fact, she brews it herself. and it is quite strong. And it will even a single pint will require a Constitution check from everybody.
Just a normal Constitution check.
Just a normal one at the moment. Yeah, you've only had one drink, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to remember if we didn't make Constitution checks last time as well. I was.
Don't believe so.
No.
Well, I will make it now.
I don't believe so, because
I'm certainly hoping that 89 wasn't me.
That were mine.
Oh, excellent.
You should be an actor. You should be an alcoholic and a drug user.
I know, yeah.
Fine.
It's going to be had this northern.
Okay,
Real
so
beer.
that's...
Real ale.
Oh! Holy shit! Did I pass?
Me and Harry are feeling it back.
I'm quite used to lousy American water, so this British stuff is much.
Can I'm going to spend luck so it doesn't affect me.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of luck.
It's 11.
I'm still
11 points.
Wow.
I'm still
John
quite
likes
stunned that I
burn through his
passed.
luck. Sorry,
But
sorry,
would,
Dave.
would you not be able to push it instead of using luck and thereby?
I
gain
think you
some
should
sort of...
push it by following it up with this.
I'm not sure how would
Whiskey
you.
Chaser.
How?
I've got loads of luck, so I'll burn 11
Okay.
points.
Yeah, I'm not sure
So,
how you could
you would
justify
kind of
pushing,
like-
pushing a Constitution
And just
check.
like keep it down, and then
This pie's really filling him. It's soaking up the alcohol. I'll be fine.
You could certainly be creative on what would happen if he failed pushing
Yes,
it.
oh yeah, definitely. Well,
Some extra
if you
pie
wi-
just to soak it up.
If you want to push it, you can. Of course, there will be consequences, which I'm sure you can probably guess what they would be.
I'm going to leave it. I'll leave it as a fail.
So, if you failed it, you will have for the next few hours, you'll have a penalty dice on like physical kind of checks.
Yeah.
So, regular operating procedure for you in general.
Which Gerald is already seems to have without.
Yeah.
I'm fine. This is just my natural state of being.
I'd like to compliment Mrs. or Miss Siobhan's on her cooking.
So it's Miss. She's not married. She's not married.
She's not married. That was my next question. She's not. Has she got not wearing a wedding ring then? No engagement ring.
No. She has a ring on the middle finger of her left hand, but no wedding ring or anything.
That I'm clueless as to what rings mean. Does that mean anything? It's just a ring.
Well, she tells you it's.
I mean,
Used to
out
be-
of character, is it just?
I'm not. I'm totally clueless on that as well. It may well do. There's all. Yeah. It may well do, but for the purpose of this, no, it doesn't. She just tells you it used to belong to her mother,
And
and it's quite ornate. It's got a quite unusual, almost marble-like
Dragon
blue-
motif.
almost marble-like stone set in it.
oh,
Blue, like a blue marbling, blue and yellow kind of marbling effect to the stone that's set in it. It's not like a precious gem or anything like that, some kind of stone.
So, did were your parents the owners before yourself? You
Yes,
inherited
they were. Yes,
the,
indeed. It's been our family for several generations.
Well, excellent. It must keep you really busy.
It does. It does.
Is it just yourself, or do you have any more staff?
No, it's just me. It's just me. There's we're quite a small community here in Warncliffe side, so there's the locals keep me busy, but not too busy.
I just want to ask you another question about the gentleman and lady that
By all means, anything I can do to help.
came into your bar, and I've showed you the photo.
You did.
How was the lady acting? Did she seem okay?
She seemed perhaps a little drowsy.
And you said they had something to eat.
Yes, I fixed them up a sandwich, just a little sandwich, just a little snack.
And what time was this again? Sorry, I've forgotten.
That would have been about this time of day.
And who else was in the pub at the time?
I don't recall there being anyone else in at that time, to be honest.
Really? Not even. I'll point at the old man that Charles was talking to. Not even some of the furniture, like that gentleman.
No, it is quite unusual for him to be in at this time of day. He should be out working, shouldn't you? The guy just kind of shrinks back in his chair.
No, they had something to eat, had a drink. How long were they in the inn for?
No, not long. Maybe half an hour at the most.
And then they left. But you know roughly what direction they went in? Was it left?
I have no idea.
Right?
As you can see from the door, it's
You can't see.
can't really no. Kind of solid.
That's been very helpful. Thank you.
No, not at all. If there's anything at all, just ask, please. And then, did you say yourself and your friends would be wanting to take rooms here?
Yes, we will.
Oh, in that case, if you'll excuse me, I'll go and make sure the rooms are ready for you. How many? Would you be taking all of them?
Have you got 2 spares so we
I
can double up?
have 3 spare rooms. One is just single, or I can put you double you up in 2 rooms if that is what you prefer.
We'll double up.
Very well. I'll if you'll excuse me, I'll go and make sure
I think I will take the 3rd room.
Oh, as you wish, Mr.
If you have a single room, that would be fine for me.
There is indeed, Mr.
Choter.
Choter. Right, yes, okay. No problem.
This is an amazing place. No doubt a heritage building that is worthy of the Preservation Society's attentions.
Oh, indeed. The local council are quick to interfere on any updates I try to make to the building.
Oh.
But yes, it's several hundred years old. I believe. To be honest, I'm not too clued in on the history, but I believe it's the original building was 15th century.
Indeed.
But she reaches behind beneath the counter and she brings up like a ledger. Says if you do me the favour of just signing your names in the ledger, just for the record, and any potential contact details, just in case something, in case you mistakenly leave any belongings behind, I have a means of contacting, sending them on.
Can I just take a nab at the guy with the map's name? Was that Professor Hawkswood?
It is not. His name is. Where's it gone? Somewhere is James Allinson.
When this book gets to me, how far does it go back? Dates.
Oh God, probably quite a few years because there's not many people stay. There's there's literally probably about 6 months between your date that you're signing in and the previous people. Aside from Mr. Allinson, whose name he signed in a couple of days prior to your arrival here.
What name did Thalamalad use to sign in?
Frank Adler.
Yeah. Did he sign in with his real name?
He didn't sign
stay,
in.
did
He's
he?
not. He wasn't.
Or did he?
staying.
No, he didn't stay, did he?
No,
He,
no.
But has he stayed here before? That's what I'm thinking. Can I go back through the book and see if I can see Mr. Adler?
Yeah. Like I said, she's she like I said, she puts the ledger on the bar, on top of the bar, and she just disappears through the back door, which you get a brief glimpse of what must be the kitchen, and you can see there's the same like old wooden beams running through into that room as well, and you can see an abundance of like herbs hanging from hooks on the beams, drying out.
It seems odd that the taxis dropped them off here. So has he been here before? He must have asked to come to this pub. To me, that means he's been here. He's argued with the lord of the manor. So yeah, just go back, see if I can see his name. Was it Frank Adler?
Frank
He might
Adler,
not
yeah.
have used his own name, might he? So.
Maybe not.
Is anybody else wishing to do anything?
You know what? I mean, that's an inspiration-worthy idea. I think that even if he's not using the name Frank Adler, and why wouldn't he? If he's building up a persona as somebody important, then his reputation may precede him. However, I might actually scan the ledger as I'm signing it to see if we don't see a Frank Adler. Do we see somebody else with a very American name? Because I don't know if an American person would think to make himself sound British and have a British name.
What about handwriting? Do you know what his handwriting looks like? Do you be able to?
That's very good. Did we find anything in the room?
I suppose there's a
love
good
letters or anything.
I suppose not here, but I suppose there's a good chance that you might already be familiar with his handwriting, having been on trying to track him down for a while. So I suppose it's reasonable to assume that you might.
Would you like
Maybe
me
you
to roll
won't
luck?
you might not automatically recognise it, but there's a chance you would, I suppose. Yeah, why not? Why not?
All right.
Seems reasonable.
I'll roll the luck. And...
But as
I didn't ask to do this at the time, but could I have had a psychology roll as well on her?
Yeah.
More so when I was asking her, she said there was nobody else in the pub at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jake.
I did it to you first. You owe me.
So we'll just do the thing with the ledger first, so while I remember. So like I said, the next entry is at least 6 months. It's about 6 months old, and that entry, you're pretty sure, Jake. You're pretty sure that the handwriting, in fact, the handwriting looks feminine. Most likely feminine. But also beyond that, the further back the dates go, it dates back to a time before that Frank was in this country. Or at least to the best of your knowledge.
All right, and there wouldn't be anywhere else for them to have stayed unless they were staying in somebody's house that they knew. So I guess the next thing would be maybe train schedules in and out of this place around the times that they were known to have been here. But sorry, Harry, you were saying before I so rudely interrupted you. You forgive me, it's my poor American manners.
I'll do my roll. What's my 75? I'm not spending that much, look. Hold on, let's think about it. 2 on 35. Somebody take 35 off 54. That's 19, isn't it?
Yeah.
What you want him to do?
I just want to see if I believe she's telling the truth.
Okay.
I'm going to.
So
reason to lie to us.
It just seems really odd that nobody was in the pub.
So yeah, you get the impression that maybe she wasn't.
Oh, how long
uh,
ago was it? A few days?
Yeah.
2 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you get the impression that she maybe didn't tell you everything.
I've got another idea. Ask. Is she still in the back? Did you say?
Yeah, she's in the back. Well, you can hear her moving around upstairs. You can hear the floorboards above creaking as she's moving about, making sure that your rooms are ready.
Charles's old friend, who he was buying a drink for earlier. Can I go over to him and ask him? Excuse me, sir. Were you here in this pub a couple of days ago? I'll give him the date that we know Frank is here. Were you here at the pub?
Only in the evening. Only in the evening. As Polly
I think
says,
somebody should
I'm
insight
not,
that.
I shouldn't be here by rights. I shouldn't be here. I should be working up over on the farm. But thought I'd just nip in and catch a swift half.
Do many people come to the pub at lunchtime on a weekday?
Oh no, most people are working.
All right.
You might get, I suppose, you might get people calling in to have a natter with Polly because she's a popular member of the community.
Right. Sorry to bother you, sir. Sorry to
Oh
bother
no,
you.
no, not at all, not at all.
I'll go back and not finish my pint off.
Right. So he at this point he like drains the last of his pint and checks his watch and quickly exits the bar. Or pub.
Strange.
Okay, so there's only yourselves and what's his name? And
Allinson.
Mr. Allinson, yeah,
Allinson.
who's sat still trying to like recover what he can of his damaged paperwork.
So, what is our next course of action, gentlemen?
See, I am quite interested in what those maps are of.
How long's he
So-
been here? That's,
Since yesterday.
Okay.
According to the ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be interesting if they're prospecting maps. I mean,
Oh,
I give
tunnels, secret tunnels, possibly. Normally a sign of no good.
I think they would have economic implications, knowing our target of investigation.
And you said the ledger, the last person that stayed here was a woman. What was her name?
Mary Smith.
Okay. So
A subtle hint there. Subtle hint.
So not the little dove is all I was.
No, it's not
wondering.
signed. It's not signed Little Dove, no, or somebody Dove, no.
It could be the little dove, and that's the name she's using.
Yeah.
Mary Smith.
Well,
you've
can
got
we compare? Can we compare the
You see handwriting?
handwriting?
No, I think
You
that
have
name was clearly made up on the spur of the moment.
Correct. But we could know if it was her by
However, we can follow this lead just to see how annoyed Phil gets with us spending possibly 3 weeks.
But you don't have
So-
that. Talking about handwriting, you don't have that postcard that the handwriting was on.
so we can't compare it to Flora's.
No,
handwriting.
that was seen by the housekeeper. back in
Yeah,
London,
the housekeeper.
and she
And then she
passed
gave it back,
yeah.
didn't she?
So in theory, Frank's got that.
You know what? But we can do something else. We can do this in reverse. So I will take out my notepad and pencil, and I'll try to emulate some of the characteristics of that signature to be able to try to compare it later when we do have a handwriting of Flora, or in case we have another female sample writing to compare it against.
Oh, the Mary Smith.
Yes.
Oh, okay. As you wish.
Sure, we could trace
That's
it.
Smith with a Y, of course, right?
No. With an I.
You'd just be able to trace it anyway on that thing, wouldn't you? So you'd have a perfect copy.
You could, yeah. You could put a piece of
Yeah, a
paper
little
underneath,
trace over.
on the page underneath, and just like use your pencil to.
Well, because I'm not so gauchious to rip the thing out and to steal it. I'm not like that.
Yeah, just take the ledger.
Yeah.
How many phone books in public areas don't have pages missing because of irresponsible people?
I don't know. We don't have phone books.
Yeah.
Oh, there, I'm dating myself again.
What does the detective think the next best course of action should be?
Well, I understand there's an interest in these maps, but this manor, the person missing for the past 48 hours, that's very interesting to me as well.
Well,
And if these maps are important, perhaps we'll find other copies of them. But
you know, go on, Charles. Not Charles.
Yeah, Charles, you're right.
Charles, sorry.
that's Chuck or Chucky.
Yeah. Is it? I don't know. Do you think it's worth poking your investigative head into the police cottage? From one law enforcement to another, maybe there's something there that.
That is another avenue. I prefer to work independently when it comes to.
I don't suggest we involve them. I just suggest maybe that.
Until I know the disposition of the local constabulary.
Constabulary.
Thank you.
I
Trying
mean,
to be British.
So,
Until I know their disposition, I'm keen on gaining clues and facts in an independent manner.
if I may say so, as I would be interested in the fact that Frank Adler came to Warncliffe side out of everywhere he could go, that they ended up here. Now there's some draw here, and I'd be quite interested in taking a visit to the local post office and potentially speaking to those there, that if there's anything around the mail or there's something here that he maybe came for.
That is a valid avenue of investigation. Go ahead and we can check the records of the telegrams that were sent in the past. Find out if a telegram was sent from somebody to somebody. The post office may have records of that.
Jake, would you like to accompany me to the post office and cast your investigative eye over their records with me?
Well, you know what? After such a lovely beer, I think some fresh air and a nice walk would do me good. And I think even do you more good.
I don't know about you, but the beer here is quite potent. I would say it's gone to my head slightly.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I'm not sure if it's that or the shooters that you had on the train getting here that contributed to this. But don't. Yeah, I wouldn't swear off the beer here yet. Maybe in a couple hours you might have a different opinion.
Maybe so. But I agree with you on the fresh air.
Yes.
Okay, so is that what you two are doing then? You're going to take a walk down through the village to the post office?
Yeah.
And what about?
I'm going to try and make friends with fella Milad with the maps again. See if I can apologise to him profusely.
Okay. And
Give him a cigar.
And what about Gerald?
I'm not sure. I'll stay in the I'll stay in the pub with Gerald.
Okay.
I mean, there's always the even the general store is not a bad shout.
Honestly, if there's a local city hall, they may have maps as well, or some
No,
sort
there's
of
nothing like
library
that.
of records.
No, they're
No.
not in this place.
Not here, no.
To be honest, the post office and shop are probably the same place.
No, they're not. They're not far from each other. They're across the square.
Oh,
from each
they
On the map.
Yeah.
positive metropolis.
It is.
Isn't it? There could be 8 or 9 houses here, Gerald, too. It's a bustling hubbub hive of activity.
A general store stroke blacksmith.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
You never know when you need your horse's shoeing?
Right. So Jake. So we'll drag Jake and Charles outside.
Yeah. We're,
I'll stay in the pub. After you've spoken to your map guy, maybe we'll go to the general store.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on my own. I'm not scared.
So we'll deal with the pub first. We obviously have got to walk away a short way at least to the post office.
So yeah, I'm going to try and charm this fella, possibly with the aid of a fresh pint,
Okay.
and try and obviously I'm a antiquarian. I shall express an interest in such things. I've got quite. I can see if do they look sort of archaeological rather than modern.
They're certainly old. They're kind of rough. They're not. Yeah, they're definitely old. They're
Like
not. They're
hand-drawn.
not like. There's no like. It's not like certainly not being drawn up by any kind of modern draftsman or anything like that. They literally look like copies of hand-drawn.
So can I spout some archaeology bullshit at him to try and pique his interest as a fellow
you wanna-
scholar?
You want to make an archaeology roll then, I suppose?
It's got to have some sort of use in it. So I spent
So yeah, if you want to
shitloads
make
of
an
points
archaeology
on it.
roll, and you need to. I think if you're trying to talk him round as well, you need to. Where's your character sheet? Just have a look.
41 if you're.
So yeah, you want it. We'll make an archaeology roll, but you want to be beating. I don't know. Would you say you're trying to charm him? Probably persuade him. Is probably. I think. Yeah. So you need to beat.
I'll say I've got charm.
Yeah, go on then. Why not? Trying to be
So we go
friendly,
with
might.
charm instead.
So an archaeology roll, but you need to beat your charm as well. But if you make your archaeology,
right,
it does
okay.
it's successful. Oh.
Yes,
I
mate.
could spend all of my luck.
You could, or you could push it if you want. that
Ooh,
always,
no, I
that always
shall
goes
push
well.
it.
How would you want to push it then? Maybe with
I
that
will try and
pact?
invoke. I shall try and invoke my charming northern persona.
Very well.
Say. Oh no, this isn't the right cigar. This is not enough fine quality. And then pull out your secret stash of really nice cigars, the ones that'll hurt when you get them in your pocket.
Go ahead then.
So yeah,
Let's have a push from Gerald. I'm sure it's gonna.
drink will almost certainly be involved. Have I just spilled another pint on his maps?
Well.
Maps
Yeah,
out.
you tell me what's happened.
Should have been
Yeah,
intimidated.
I have almost certainly just spilt my snake bite and black on his maps.
What?
Alright, he just like
Um,
jumped, like almost jumped to his feet. You idiot! You complete idiot! Not
so-
once, but
So,
twice!
I believe we
And your
were
fly
just
is
going
open.
to go and have a chat to the people in the general store. I think now is the time.
Right,
I have a
just-
horse needs shoeing.
He's
You
just
need a lucky
shouting at me, you
horseshoe.
fool!
Oh, thank you, thank you. Good talk. See you this evening, maybe for another one.
I'll,
And
Find
I'll
some
scurry out.
I'll offer him a handkerchief to try and mop some of the beer up. And I apologise for my friend.
Okay, you can make a charm roll, I guess. Why not?
He's not quite with it. I think he's had a little bit too much to drink.
It's certainly not. It's certainly not gone down his in through his mouth, was it? All of my
Yeah.
work.
He's got a drink problem. He keeps spilling it. Yeah.
I had to
oh,
wait
hang on.
hours for this to be printed out at the office.
I won't be charming him.
You won't be charming.
But I've only got 15%.
Wow.
Spend
You
that.
never
I
know, you
can
gotta
go
try
back
and-
and try and charm him if you want.
Do you want to try and
He's
push
gonna
that?
drive him out of town here with you two. You're horrendous.
No, I'm going
Sure.
to spend 20 points to luck.
You're gonna.
What?
I'll do it. 20 points to luck. I started with 75, so
Oh, this is the point. Sorry, this is the point. It's a new session, so you should be able to. You should get a luck replenishment, shouldn't you?
2d6, I think.
Mm.
done that wrong.
We can sort that out in a minute. But yeah,
5.
John always burns through all his luck.
I can't remember what I ran. I think I'm on 54. That's another 5. So I'm on 39. I might have just missed off, but never mind. Yeah, so I've just spent 15 luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. You don't
to
need
pass
spend
it.
20, do you? Or do you need to?
Oh, so no, it was 20.
Yeah, you don't need to spend
it-
20.
it-
yeah,
it-
yeah, yeah.
It was
you do, yeah.
20, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he.
Is it? Can we have a discount on that luck spend if I go and stand outside?
Oh, yeah, I'll apologise, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, and I'll give him a really decent quality handkerchief from my suit to mop the beer up. I'll even help him tidy up.
Right, he sort of looks like he's going to start ranting again, and then he like sort of takes a deep breath. He goes, right, thank you. It's just it would be a long trip back to Sheffield, to the office in Sheffield, if I had to get these redone.
Are they still readable? Do you think?
They're legible enough. I know.
What-
To be frank, I know. I know the ins and outs of most of it. Anyway, it's just merely for a visual reference.
What are the maps of? May I ask?
This so Warncliffe side. It's there used to be a medieval, 14th century mining settlement. It's a coal mining. The extensive tunnels running under the entire village, and even out as far, if the records are to be believed, even out as far as the out towards the crags. So they're quite extensive, quite impressive, really. But
For mining, did you say?
coal mining, yes, 14th
mine.
century coal mine. Very unusual.
And why is it that you're looking into these tunnels?
Well, I've been sent to look into the possibility that that these are resulting in subsidence in the area, and also because they are so old, and we had some reports from some of the local populace of strange odours. These all mine workings like these are prone to accumulate toxic gases, particularly things like hydrogen sulfide, which is highly dangerous, highly toxic and highly flammable.
Are any of these tunnels near properties then, people's houses, or are
Oh
we
yes,
talking
yes,
like...
yes, yes, indeed.
Oh, they are.
I mean, I've at the moment I've placed a number of apparatus in some of the cellars of some of the properties in here in Warncliffe side, to try and gauge the levels of toxicity, any levels of toxic gas that might be permeating up from the tunnels. In fact, there's one here in Miss Jevons' cellar.
I was just going to say, which properties have you put them in? You put one here, you say?
Oh yes. This is one of the properties that used to connect to the tunnels.
All right. Interesting.
As I say, there are several.
And what are the properties?
Most unfortunately have been sealed long ago. But the one here in the cellar of the pub is one of the few that still has an entrance, although it is sealed. It is wisely closed off and locked.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Indeed, it is.
Thank you for telling me.
It's quite. I find it quite fascinating. By all accounts, I haven't actually observed the workings firsthand. As you can imagine, it'd be highly dangerous. But yes, it's very interesting. Very, like I say, impressive feat of engineering for that period. Especially considering that the whole place hasn't actually disappeared into the ground.
It's really surprising. I wouldn't have thought of coal mining in the 14th century.
No, indeed. And as I say, to such an extent that it was done here.
I would have thought of tunnels and like historical tunnels, maybe to do with the Reformation and the purge against Catholics and Protestants.
Indeed, I mean it may be that they saw other uses as well, but that was their origin. But yes, it's quite unusual. I mean, typically, coal mining around that period would have been focused almost exclusively on drift mining.
My character is getting bored now.
Yeah, he does start to ramble on a bit now.
Well, I best go and see if my friend's okay. I don't want him being sick. And
Well, at this point,
If only we knew an archaeologist.
so
says, well, anytime you want to, if
you're still here later on, we probably.
Oh well, I expect I'll be here for a good few days more. I've got to give time for the
excellent.
apparatus
Well,
to collect some degree of sample, and then I need to collect them up and do my tests.
We'll catch up later. In fact,
If you're interested, I should be. I think the first one on the list, since it's the most prominent, would be I would be checking up on the apparatus here in the inn later this evening.
Oh, I would love to have a look at the apparatus in the inn. Yeah.
Should be conducting a series of litmus tests.
I should have phrased that a bit better. I would love to look at your apparatus in the inn later on.
Yes, I've got quite an array of litmus tests that I should be performing. Perhaps you would be interested in participation or observing.
Yes, very, very interested.
Excellent,
right,
excellent.
I must go. I'll definitely catch you later.
As you. So at this point, Paul, Miss Jevons reappears. So everything all right, Mr. Bancroft?
Yes, fine.
Your friends, everything all right?
They found the beer a little bit too strong for them. We know what we like from London. We're not used to such fine quality ale as yours. But we're just going to go and stretch our legs. We'll be back,
the rooms are ready whenever you require them. I've made sure they're in adequate condition.
You want me to pay now or?
No,
pay,
that's fair. It's quite
okay.
alright. You can settle your bill on departure.
that's fine then. So yeah, we'll be back shortly, and then I'll go.
Right, no problem. So she just checks with Mr. Allinson if he needs anything else, and he says he's going to go up to his room to try and dry off, salvage what he can from his paperwork, and so.
I'll
So-
regurgitate everything he's told me to Gerald.
Wow, that sounds absolutely fascinating. You know, possibly if we did some litmus tests on the hydrogen sulfide levels.
Okay, so we'll leave you. So meanwhile,
We're going to do science tonight.
Science the shit out of it.
So Jake and Charles. You
Yeah.
make your way down the street. So the Warncliffe side is. Let's switch to let's maybe have an active scene actually. So.
Ooh.
Might as well drag everybody there. Yeah. So these are actual pictures from Warncliffe side from 1920. So yeah, you make your way down the main street, which is pretty much the only street, apart from a few dirt side streets that run off it. It's lined with a row of a row of grit stone houses, and make your way to the posters, which is practically just a couple of houses, a couple of doors down. Yeah, so probably were there a long time ago. So you enter in through the door, and there is a middle-aged couple behind the counter, and they're chatting to an elderly lady who's got a shopping like a wicker shopping basket with a few bits, a loaf of bread, a few bits of vegetables, and they're just nattering away, just gossiping away. And as the bell tinkles on the door as you enter, the lady behind the counter looks up and says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Is there anything I can do for you?"
And I'm going to say, as we're walking in, because you said something quite interesting, that's gossiping and stuff. And it would be, and I'm going to be speaking rather loudly to Chucky, and saying things like, "Yep, you're absolutely right. This is the hub. This is the place. If anybody would have seen or heard an American coming through town, surely they would be noticed here." And then I'm going to look as if, and I'll say, "Good day."
Okay, so you can also make a listen roll as well as you enter. Maybe with a penalty die, since Jay was talking excessively loud to try and make himself heard. So yeah, you can make a listen roll, but with a penalty dice, unfortunately.
No chance. Yeah. You were talking a little bit too loud for me to catch anything.
So Jake can make one as well, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, then hang on. Let me.
With a penalty dice. So.
Yep. And then I get. Hang on. Go. One. Oh. Okay. Well, it.
Okay, so yeah, you go in, and as you go in, like I said, the lady behind the counter looks up and says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?" The old lady says, "Oh, well, I better get going," and she bustles off, leaves the shop, and the man behind the counter he says, "I'll get back and start clearing up round back," and he disappears, leaving the lady to deal with you. So, anything I can do for you, gentlemen?
So sad. I've been looking for my brother. He'd sent me a telegram saying that he needed some money wired, and our family is quite concerned about him. I'm hoping that you can help me. I've been searching around the areas to see, if my brother might have been found in this area. Have you? And then I'm going to give a description. In fact, I think we do have a picture of Frank Adler, or we don't.
You do indeed.
Yeah, we have,
Have you perhaps seen this gentleman? Has he been through?
Oh yeah,
or-
I saw him walking through the village. When was it? A few days back. I forget exactly the day, but yeah, I saw him heading through the village.
And of course, then you saw my future sister-in-law, Flora, as well. And I'm going to take out the.
No, but I could be wrong. John, come out front here a minute. And the guy emerges from the back. She says, "You remember that he was an American gentleman, wasn't he? Stood out the way he was dressed, that's for sure." I said, "Oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah." I said, "Do you recall if he was with?" No, he was on his own. Definitely on his own.
Did he perhaps send any telegrams from this post office? Or post any mail?
No, to be honest, like I said, I saw him walking past on the street, and only reason I know he was American is because somebody else, one of the other customers said, just 1 second, guys, I've just got to take this call, sorry."
So he were on his own in post office anyway. All right then. Oh, well, he was seen on his own then.
Where was
Interesting. So where was he? Yeah.
When was this? Was this the day they were supposed to have arrived?
We don't know yet. We're not sure on date. Could we just ask when you actually saw this gentleman last?
Muted.
You're muted, Phil. Phil, you're muted. Can you see your lips moving, Phil? You can't read that fast.
So yeah, it tallies with the day that was supposed to be.
Okay. So you only it's interesting that you saw the gentleman on his own. My friend here is also looking for his future sister-in-law as well. We've come up here to try and find them, and we're planning the wedding and think festivities like that. Well, I mean, I thought this would be the place to come and actually gather. If such, I'm sure that you're open most days, aren't you? And you're mainly here in the shop to see the comings and goings.
Well, as I say, this is why I saw the gentleman in question.
Yeah, they're specifically looking for, charming villages such as this with older 15th century buildings that could possibly host a wedding and a wedding party. So it was important for them to get the tone just correct on their wedding day. But you mentioned you saw him speaking to one of the local gentlemen.
Yes, that's correct. And he was speaking to Polly. Is that the guy that Harry asked about and drank his pint and disappeared? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it just seems strange that his brother was seen, yet not his future sister-in-law. And do you have any idea why his brother would have come here? Did you overhear any conversation? I mean, he's from way over the pond. It's it's way over there in the Americas. No, he'd come by boat into London originally, and been down in and around London for a while, and then he took a trip up here. But it's unusual because my friend Jake here got a telegram and had some information about that he was excited about the church here, that he'd seen this place, and it was. I mean, there's links to the family from Sheffield, and there's great aunts and things like that still in and around Sheffield. So it's the family history's around here.
You don't have much, as you can imagine, you don't have much outdoor mail there. But I remember a postcard was being sent to London. It was emptying the mailbox.
And did you remember who the postcard was signed off by? Not suggesting you interfere. I mean, it's a postcard. Let's be fair. If we've seen a postcard, everyone's read the back of a postcard. If we didn't want people to know what it said, we wouldn't put it on there in the first place.
Nice.
Right, quickly. Oh, I'm shocking at Persuade. No chance.
No, that would be quite wrong.
No, I don't think it would be wrong at all. I think it would be. I mean, end of the day, it's family. We're looking for family. There's no secrets between family. I mean, there could be something in it for you. I don't take it for anything. I'm just offering to jog your memory.
Something I need to attend to at the back. John,
Ah.
please deal with these gentlemen.
And if they're tipping somebody off, like, we don't know who this Dove is, lovey-dovey or whatever. We don't know who that is.
I'm thinking that's on postcard.
You don't have any authority there, do you, with that badge yet? Because you're an American.
Not a
You can
real
always-
badge.
You
One of
can
those
always
tinfoil
flash a
ones.
badge. You can
Yeah,
anywhere you are.
I was going to bullshit them about that badge, and it's.
You can make up like words like Interpol or and stuff, which
I don't think that exists yet, does it?
I did check up on that actually before we started, and now I can't remember. I'm not sure. It were either.
I thought it had been after that.
I think it's close.
yeah, probably not. I mean, I would
Oh,
make up
1920.
some excuse about, like, you know, a
1920.
counterfeit ring and maybe counterfeit money is funneling through here. So
1923.
Yeah, I thought it was close.
I bet you're not even a police officer. You're a rival gangster.
I am not a police officer. I am a federal agent, and there is a
One of those
classification between the two.
private investigators.
Hitman. Come to take Frank out.
He's actually Frank Adler in disguise.
Yeah, you're Frank Adler.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, because all Americans look alike.
And sounds.
You were going to go to the police. You could tell that police guy that there might be a missing local. He's not been seen, has he, for 2 days?
The madness. Is it?
Yeah, groundsman.
Groundskeeper.
Yeah, groundsman. Oh,
Sorry, just adjusting this a little bit. Okay, so yeah, where do we leave it? What's the plan next?
So we've offended everybody.
Yeah.
And we got to find Polly who wants a cracker.
So yeah, so what more damage are you doing in the post office?
So her husband's come to front now,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
So, what's going on here? Why is my wife upset now?
Let's not get carried away, sir. Your wife's not upset. I mean, basically,
I think I know my wife, sir.
we're trying to find it. Well, how's about that we're upset, and I don't think you're assisting with our cause. I mean, my friend here is come all the way from America to find his brother and his future sister-in-law, who are going to get married around here. There's family heritage around here where they've not been seen and they've not been seen together. His brother has a couple of days ago, but we just was inquiring about a postcard that it may have a link and it may help, and I just don't feel we're getting anywhere. You know, I've told my friend he's come all the way from America how wonderful the people are around here, how wonderfully helpful they are. You're not really sort of standing up to the good old Yorkshire values, in all honesty there, sir. It's quite disappointing, and frankly I'm embarrassed.
Oh, I think you can. I think that warrants a persuade, or maybe a fast talk.
I feel so undervalued as a human being.
What about acting skill? Haven't you got acting?
Oh yeah, you got acting, haven't you?
Oh, gee.
It's not very good though. That.
Oh no.
They think us Americans are just the old English criminals that went on the boat. We have no value.
It's my third best skill, acting.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Not with 96.
No, that would be fast talk. That's my best skill.
All right.
Can I
There's
push it? Can I push it?
You can if you want. Yeah, what you you need some reasoning for pushing it, of course.
I sort of, all right then. I'm gonna, I sort of compose myself and have a little word with myself, and I'm trying to get over like the gravity of the situation. In fact, I pull out my acting skills, pull out my best acting skills, and a tear rolls down my cheek, and I put my head in my hands.
Let's
on the
push it
counter.
with your acting skill then, rather than a fast talk.
Oh,
It's not like
God.
that. Oh, it pulls it off. Okay, with your supporting with Jake as your supporting cast, probably hamming it up a little bit. It says, well, I wouldn't. If the situation's that dire, then just a moment. I'll go and have a word with the wife. And he disappears out the back, and you can hear a bit of back and forth.
Well, with a listen roll, you mean?
if you like.
One, I'll chuck one in.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm deaf as a post.
Yeah, that's a fumble. Oh.
Yeah, because I was saying, shh, I'm trying to hear, but I listened.
So yeah, you hear kind of voices, kind of a heated argument at first, but he seems to talk his wife round. You can't quite hear the exact words what it's saying, but he seems to resolve the situation, and he comes back through and says, right, my wife, there's not a lot. What is it you wanting to know? There's not a lot she could, a lot more that she knows that didn't she already tell you, to be honest. She says this postcard was addressed to something like Porchester Square in London.
Porchester?
Porchester Square.
Oh, okay.
So that is our postcard.
Yeah. Is that Lady Constantine's address? Is she
No.
on Porchester?
That was Adler's like fake address.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So it says, but there wasn't a name. There was no name or return address on the postcard. Just signed off as my little dove or your little dove.
So they are here then.
Mm.
Says I apologise for my wife's ill temper, and I hope you find your brother.
Thank you. That's a great comfort. Um, uh,
I can assure you, we show view no prejudice towards our fellow Americans, or rather not fellow Americans, but our American friends across the sea.
and we do feel very very close to our our historical ties to grand old England.
Good to hear it. The mother country.
Still, it's quite interesting. I'd like to know more about this Polly person. What can you tell us about him?
Oh, Polly, she's a lovely woman. Lovely woman. She's been took over the Moor Arms from after her folks passed away. Looked after them. She did. Doted on them till they till they passed away, and to the point that she totally focused on them. No time for any potential suitors.
Oh, that's quite sad.
I make a note of that.
But yes, Polly's a wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. She helps me out no end. Says I have a bit of gout in the leg, in the old leg. You see, and Polly drafts a concoction to help with the pain.
Hmm. Well, I sort of look at Jake and like sort of anything else.
I'm gonna quietly say to you, I would dearly like to know who the gabbing partner was that left here when we entered.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I guess you said that quietly, and
it just seems to me that as we mentioned the American, she took her leave, and there would have been no reason for a gabber to take her leave if she was wanting to collect more gossip.
Who was the lady who left before, just as we got in, sir?
Oh, that was just old Mrs. Simmons.
Ah, Mrs. Simmons. Whereabouts does she live?
It's down the row.
Oh, okay. Number?
What says? What would you want to talk to Miss Simmons about?
I'd like to. I take it she's lived here a number of years.
Oh yes, lived here all her life.
Exactly. So someone who's lived here all their life is somebody who has a lot of experience and wealth and knowledge about the place. And like I said, my friend is looking for his brother who was looking at being interested in getting married here. It's someone I'd like to speak to and just get a little bit.
Surely it'd be better speaking to the Reverend.
Yeah, yes, the Reverend is a man of God, and I feel he may put a faith spin on what he tells us.
Well, we're all God-fearing folk here, Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
Aren't we all? It's like everything when you're browsing. I just don't want to look at the first one. We like to get little bits of information, a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and build up a full picture of what we can see. Don't worry, sir, we have no nefarious means here.
Go on, you can make it. I think He's not willing to just give out people's names and addresses. I think you have
It
to.
sounds like a fast talk to me.
Yeah. It's fast talk or
Oh.
persuade, I think.
This was better. Oh Jesus!
Says I appreciate your situation, Mr. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Smith, Albert Smith.
Albert Smith, Mr. Smith. But I wouldn't feel right just giving out people's details like that. I mean.
Well done, sir. You passed the test.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Is there anything else I can do for you two gentlemen?
What time do you close?
Oh, about 4 o'clock.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
talking
you.
of which, no, the time's not been running.
So, and as we go out, Albert, quite unfortunate that your parents gave you Simon as a middle name. The initials just, don't do you justice.
I think we'll go for a stroll around the village anyway.
Okay. So, meanwhile, what's Gerald and Harry doing? I keep forgetting what his name is.
Talking about science.
Science. I'm probably still bending his ear about
Science.
archaeology and science.
Funny thing is, I am a scientist. Or kind of scientist, so I shouldn't be that bored.
So I guess there's every possibility that while you two are out stood talking about science on the high street, that you see your two friends, or rather the two companions, emerge from the post office just a few, maybe 100, no more than 100 yards away.
I like to view them as people I've met.
Well, we see them and we'll go back in pub. We'll walk down the street towards them and exchange information.
Okay.
I'm wondering, this Gabber, maybe, we know where her house is. We were directed to it. Maybe we go in and say we're canvassing and just try to elicit a reaction. Well, I'm sorry, we're going door to door because we're looking for my brother.
But what about if we pose as maybe Jehovah's Witnesses or people of faith? And we're here to spread the word of God.
5 houses each. Go and question every house.
I'm just thinking as an older
No, just that one house with that person who stepped out.
I'm just
It's
thinking.
not natural for a Gabber to step out when somebody new comes into town requesting information.
Was it an elderly lady?
It was an elderly lady, yes.
It's not. That's not going to be. It's not going to be the dove.
All right,
No, it's unlikely.
fair enough. No.
The pigeon. Mention of the church. What was the suggestion of going to the church? Find out who actually.
They were asking about. They were talked about. They were
About the relative.
about having a wedding.
In my mind, we know, this Frank has been to the manor, hasn't he? The manor house.
Yeah.
If we are chasing Frank, that should be the priority.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The
but-
manor house has my next vote as well.
Yeah.
There is the police, but
I don't think that's
what do we tell the
that we
police?
really want. Yeah, I don't know that we really want to start poking that particular.
Well, I mean, there's still missing person. We're looking for a missing person. His name is. He's my brother. You got to help me find him. And if I have to, he's my brother. And flash the badge.
Well, it's also the guy, Reginald. It's a member of his staff that's gone missing as well. The guy that's been missing 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the groundskeeper or.
The manor house.
But I would still want to give, the manor house first before we go to the police and get them to go to the manor house.
I think the police should be the last port of call.
Yeah,
All right.
It's
they're
the
almost
police,
certainly in on that.
police house, isn't it? So is it like one constable or a couple of constables?
I would have thought so. Yeah.
Somewhere like this would be like one, won't it?
Yeah. It's not a police station though, is it? It's just like a cottage that's the police
It's-
house. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's called
also is the residence as well. Yeah.
police
Yeah.
cottage.
So,
So we're gonna knock on the old woman's door.
And then run away.
Knock the door. Then we're gonna egg at windows because I've just bought a dozen eggs from post
so
office.
we will tell you about the tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The guy in the pub says he's going to show us his apparatus tonight,
Yeah.
this evening. And then I also will say that Holly, she said she was holding back, or she wanted to say something else.
You get the impression she wasn't telling you everything.
So not lying, holding something back. So Manor House. Go and see Sir Reginald.
Yeah.
But Reginald. Okay. And
What's our story before? Are we just going to spill our guts that we're looking for Adler?
I think we should go for it straight away. We're after a man who's run away with a girl from London. She's from a really good standing family, isn't she?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
god, yeah.
Yeah, lady. What's her face?
She's
the
from
lady,
she's
so he
nobility.
may-
It's like nobility.
So he might even know that family, so he should be willing to help. And we know that he's argued with this guy that we're after, so he's obviously not friends with him. And then try and see what he says about that, and also ask about his member of staff that's missing.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
And how are you getting to the manor? Like, are you walking? There doesn't seem to be any.
I don't think so.
We'll jog. It's only a mile.
There's certainly no sign of there's no taxi hire here. That's for sure.
Not that far, is it? A mile? Is it country lanes?
Yeah. So yeah, it's maybe about
what
10,
time
15
is
minutes
it?
walk. Time is about 20 past 3 in the afternoon, or coming in just after
So-
3:15. So you got a couple of hours of daylight left.
Don't go off
If
the
you're
road.
planning on walking, we might get there and back, like, before bedtime.
We're just going to go and have a civil conversation. That might take 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm more thinking about walking, like, a mile up these steep roads.
Gerald, it'll be quicker coming back, so not to worry. Downhill coming back.
I'll wave my stick at him.
Okay.
Light a cigar.
I'll
To
treat
improve
you
the
to an
constitution
extra pint when
for
we
the
get
walk.
back.
Okay. So
Okay.
is that the plan then? You're all setting off a quick jaunt up the country lane to Moor Hall.
Just let me have a sit down a minute.
Hold up.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a nice house.
Yep. This is at the actual Moor Hall, the actual real place.
Wow.
Hang on, give me a minute.
It's not the biggest manor house as well in the area. There's some of them. This is some that are considerably bigger than this.
Oh, yeah, that's positively tiny. or is that the groundsman's hut?
No, the grounds. Well, you'll have to find that out.
That looks like it's only about 10 rooms.
It
it
is
some-
quite.
is it
It's
some
quite
sort of
small for
pauper?
for a manor, yeah. It's not. What's this? Is this my? Oh, right, okay, don't need that.
We are talking Sheffield, though, aren't we?
Aye.
Okay, so yeah, it's only about a 15, maybe about dragging on to about 20 minutes with Gerald having to stop to puff on his cigar
It's not
every.
gonna get up them steps.
Has to take a few puffs on his cigar to make his way up the last hill. So you're walking through along this country lane. There's, like I said, there's a sort of hills to your left, with there's quite a bit of woodland on the upper parts of the hills, and to your right, down the hills run down to the River Don, down in the valley, and across there's a large woodland, and poking up from the woodland you can see a line of crags, rocky crags, and moorland beyond. So yes.
Do these? Can I remember anything of those maps that I threw my cider and black all over?
In what regard?
In do I reckon there's the tunnels under the house as well? The crags, that kind of thing.
Wow. Well, you didn't have a lot of context from the maps because, like I said, there weren't any. It were kind of
Wet.
Wet, damaged, and there was no correlation on the maps themselves. There were no correlation between locations.
Ah, right. Fair dues.
So
Okay.
not really.
This house doesn't look like it was built in like the 1400s, does it?
No,
So
no, it doesn't. No, the manor house. Certainly the.
They've been built on an older
Yeah.
house.
So
I'll say
so
there
what's
might be some cellars.
so what's visible? This is certainly the facade of it isn't that old. No.
So just before we get there, you want to go straight in saying that you're a police officer from United States?
I don't think so.
Or
I
shall
mean,
I go with friend of family?
Yeah, I think
We're all
friend of
all friends of
lady.
family, Yeah.
Yeah.
Then if, depending on what he says, we can always kick in with the police thing. Keep it as backup.
Yeah, I think so. I think well, we were trying to protect you from something, but we don't want to involve you or get you in danger. But the less you know, the better. But this is now a police matter, and I think as a backup, we can do that.
We're here as friends of Lady Constance McVitie, and we're looking for her granddaughter. We believe has been
Abducted.
or is with a gentleman by the name of Frank Al.
Well,
that's
again,
Are we going with a known con man?
we know
still
he's
go
argued with him, so we know he's had a conversation with him. So we want to know what that argument was about.
But remember, we've already come out with one story here about my brother and looking for my brother. So I'm assuming a place like this, word will travel fast.
Yeah, but it won't have your conversation in the post office won't have got here. Not.
No, but it will eventually.
It will eventually, but it doesn't matter. We want to know what his argument was
But we're sleeping here tonight.
at the inn.
Yeah.
Right. So
Not at the inn, at the mansion.
no, not at the mansion, at the inn. So I'm thinking that our story might be stronger if it's reinforced by other people.
Yeah. Stick to what we've got to start with, and then let's
So
keep the.
Our reason for coming here then is, well, you lead then because it's your brother-in-law, isn't it? Or your brother.
My brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah. The only problem with that is if he knows the American, he knows he's not got a brother, and then you screw it.
But we might find out if we lead with that, and then.
Oh, we'll get the reaction. So either way, yeah.
Either way. Whereas if we start off with we're here for this guy. What if he clams up?
Like, well, or if we get that reaction, then we can hit him with the real reason why we're here. And then
Actually,
finally
we're police.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
We all die a horrible death.
Okay, so you approach Moor Hall, which in fact is older than it looks. It's quite an imposing Tudor. Certainly some part of it's date back to Tudor times. The hall, as you approach the door, you can see above there's like one of them stone plinths for the date, and the date bill date of the house is 1539. So it takes you up a long gravel driveway to get to the front door where this plaque is. On either side are well maintained and landscaped gardens. And above the door, just below the date, is a family coat of arms and a motto written in Latin. I don't know if I can pronounce this, but probably not pronouncing this properly, but sit quietus aecri, something like that. I'll put it in the chat, and then you can badly pronounce it yourself.
Can I have a? Actually, can I get a translation of that?
Are you Latin? Do you know Latin?
I have Latin at 25%, which
25%. That will require a roll. If it were 50%, you'd be able to.
Damn your eyes.
I've got some, but I don't know what.
It's definitely. Oh yeah, it's sit in the quiet and think thoughtful thoughts.
I've got 40%, if that helps.
Okay.
Is that a proper translation?
You could have assisted. You could have assisted each other.
Go for it.
You could have assisted each other.
Are you quite certain that there's the umlaut in Latin? I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Why can't
I've
I
got a
find
pass.
it?
Oh, nice.
Okay, I'll just put it what it looks like.
Does it involve slaying dragons?
No.
dragon
I've lost it now. Quietus.
What is the actual crest? Have you put a picture?
There's the crest somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. There it is.
Mines were 1400, weren't they? 14th century. This was built in the 15th.
Just take me a moment to get the crest down, not to have to lift it out of another book.
Need to look at that song because the dates on the song from when that song was from.
But yeah, so just while I get this, find this crest for you. So I'm going to have to drag it from something else. It translates as. I've lost it. Oh, let the sleeping lie.
Yeah, I was purely transliterating from a more ancient side of Latin when I was saying sit in the dark and think thoughtful thoughts, which clearly means much the same.
I think that's an anti-American sentiment there. You guys are always saying that us Americans are so loud and boisterous that we wake the dead. I certainly hope that's not the case.
Well, certainly not dragons, eh?
Okay. Just one moment, I'll show you the coat of arms. It's taking a while to load it in.
So that song that was being sang in the pub, and there was something up on the notice board about it, or something.
Yeah.
Because I'm just.
It hasn't got a date on it.
Oh, it's Moor Hall though, and that's where we are, isn't it?
There you go.
Moor Hall.
Yeah.
That's a coat of arms.
Dragon of.
I believe, isn't that? Oh no, you haven't got it in. No, well, of course you haven't got it with you. It's on the wall of the pub, so you haven't got. Yeah. So that's it. That's a coat of arms that's above the door as well. So there's
Oh yes, nice little dragon, for want of a better description.
On the top.
Yeah.
Looks like a dog.
The
Is it a dragon?
donkey.
well, I suppose you could interpret it like you could interpret it as a number of things, couldn't you?
It's like a pantomime horse.
It's got a spear through its neck.
That was what I was just getting at. It does have a spear straight through the middle of it.
Yeah, it does. It's a quite.
Is that in the song? Is that in the song?
I,
On too many screens.
I think we have to check out this this mansion's game room to see what they mount. Do they have like donkey heads mounted? Because that's what they hunt.
Yeah. Oh, on the shield, it's a castle, and what's the tiny little emblem in the top
Oh
left?
God, I don't know. I'm not sure myself.
Another little castle.
Yeah, that's what I think it looks like. Another little.
Possibly a
castle.
castle, possibly like a mailed fist. I can't really. It's quite small. I can't see it properly.
A man with a top hat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Okay,
it's the
so-
guy from the Fallout RPG. That was the guy.
So you stood in front of the door. There's like quite wide ornate steps lead up to the front door, and there's a large iron ring pull for the doorbell.
Pull away.
Ding dong.
Okay,
Maybe we'll
right,
get a
you
drink.
pull down on the chain. There's a few minutes wait, and you can hear like the echo of footsteps beyond the door, and it's opened by a quite fastidiously dressed tall man. Is obviously the butler. By the way he's dressed, and he before he says anything, he looks each of you up and down and says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen, and how may I be of assistance?"
Hello, my good man. Here to see Lord Farkington on behalf of Lady McVitie.
And do you have an appointment to see his lordship?
Well, Lady McVitie sent us. I assume she made an appointment.
And what business does this concern?
Oh, he's a nosy one, isn't he?
Oh,
Asking about his master's business.
It is my
God.
duty, sir, to
never-
vet my Sir Moore's visitors, and I take my duties very seriously.
As a hag who would like to inquire into the business of others, if those are the duties which you pertain to take seriously, that is apparently what you are doing. We gave you the name of our patron who'd sent us, and we asked to speak with his lordship. Now, please do your job. Inform him that we are waiting for him, and thank you.
Right, he snorts and very well. If you follow me, gentlemen.
It's not elegant, but it worked.
Right, so let's see.
So you're not looking for your brother.
Please, sir, I want to see my brother.
That plan's not happening now.
Straight out of
Plan
it.
B.
Oh, I don't know.
Get in with plan B. Oh, McVitie.
Okay.
And no, it's not. I mean, she was seen in the company of my brother.
Okay, so I've got rid of the map. I can't see where I'm going myself now.
We could whisper to you. We could still say that our brother has been dating the granddaughter of Miss of McVitie. Do that.
So it leads you through a stone-flagged foyer, and into into a great hall that lies on the left-hand side of this the foyer. There's a couple. You can see a couple of doorways leading out. A door at the very far end of the hallway, and another doorway or archway leading off to the right. But it leads you into this big grand archway that leads into this great hall. On one side of the hall there's a huge stone fireplace. And above, there's running along two sides. There's a balcony on the floor above, looking down into this hallway, this great hall. And the walls are hung with rich tapestries depicting various hunting scenes. And you can all make a spot hidden as you're being led through this hall, if you like.
As I'm looking around it, a little dusty, don't you find?
Rather than looking for stuff, I'll just tap old Jeeves on the shoulder and go, "Ignore my friend. He's American. He can't help it." And I'll slip a cigar into his top pocket. You go, "Have a cigar, mate."
Nice. I approve.
I'm sure he'll appreciate the.
He glances down at what you
Appreciate
put in his pocket and glances at you and kind of like a forced kind of cracks a forced smile. Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
You see, I've made a friend there.
So,
That's
Jake,
what's happened.
you notice amongst these tapestries,
You're gonna run out of
one
cigars,
on
you
the
realize.
far wall depicts a knight in spiked armor battling a worm-like creature.
I'm going to call everybody else's attention to here, and I'm going. Is this what passes for historical depictions? I mean, what is this? Did King Arthur ever battle dragons?
Can I have some sort of archaeology roll?
You can make a history roll, I guess.
Or history roll? Yeah, history. Go on then.
Definitely a worm. It's not a snake.
No,
Ah.
it's like a.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice. I've actually passed one.
Wow.
You can make a. Oh, you can make a. If you make a hard education roll, perhaps, or an anthropology roll.
Everybody. Just
Yeah, anybody can do that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to give it a shot now that he's calling our
I've
attention to it.
got.
Oh, Gerald
That's,
doesn't need to. Gerald doesn't need to.
Oh, right.
Say hard intelligence.
Yeah, hard education.
Education. Oh, my best stat.
Or if you've got anthropology, I think it's anthropology.
Say.
Oh wow.
Lovely.
Beer full effect in Chester. Chester? Sorry, Charles.
This is my chance to shine. I will start talking because there is nobody to gainsay me.
I'm not sure how you could.
No, I
fumble
think
that.
Charles would take an exception to everything that you say about that.
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah,
believe
maybe,
he
yeah,
knows
you've probably got an opposite opinion of everything that that Gerald is about to relay to everybody, and you're convinced of its validity as well. So, I shall give this to you, Gerald, and you can. Well, there's not there's not a lot to say about it, but I'll give you what it is. If I can actually select the text.
I've never rolled so bad ever. It's just like everything was 99 and a fail. I've passed one roll.
So did I not roll 200s and a 99 last week?
I know. I think I'm on power here. I think I'm on power. This is my. I've rolled a 98, a 99.
Yeah,
and
but is it automatically doing disadvantage for you?
No,
Oh no, that was physical, wasn't it?
it's physical. Yeah,
Not mental.
I ain't done anything physical yet.
What's your excuse?
Button broke.
sure I'm sending this to the right person. Whisper. There we go.
Oh,
Oops. That should say 14th, 14th, not 1st.
okay.
That would be very old.
So yeah, this tapestry, quite clearly 16th century, mid 16th century. I would have thought.
13.
No. See the slightly thicker weft and slightly thinner weave. That's clearly mid 16th century. You're confusing it with the thicker weave and the thinner weft.
No, it's the thicker weft and the thinner weave.
Jeeves.
Who doesn't know?
Settle. About 1550, 1560, I think. Yes, no.
I'm sorry, sir. My name is Penshaw, not Jeeves.
Sorry, Henshaw.
I'm not a character from some cheap novel.
You're upsetting Henshaw because you don't know your history. You can't even remember the guy's name.
It's because my brain is full of too much historical knowledge to worry about things like names. But yes, mid 16th century. I take it this is the local spin on the Lambton worm, and some local knight having spiky armor, chopping it into pieces when it tried to squeeze him to death. Yes, no.
Yes, that is correct. It depicts the old folklore tale of regarding Samoa's ancestor. Yes.
There's a song about it, I think. Yes.
There is indeed, sir. Yes.
Yes, very famous song. How did it go?
I'm afraid I'm not overly familiar with it. If you
I'll try and remember a couple of lines from fellow lad that was singing it.
Please, Gerald retired enough after today.
If you're ready, sir, gentlemen, if you could follow me this way, please.
It was an absolute humdinger, so I'll start just like humming the song quite badly to myself.
Okay, so Penshaw, as he's now named himself, stands there trying to look patient.
I'll pop another cigar in his pocket on the way past and just like pat his pocket for him.
Okay. So when you've finally done with that, he continues. He leads you out of the Great Hall into another hallway past towards the parlour, but he turns your left at the bottom of a staircase and into the drawing room.
As we're walking through,
Yes.
Are there any like suits of armour knocking around?
Oh yeah, there's
maybe a spiky variety.
There is none of the spiky variety, but there's all that kind of
your standard.
Your standard
Any
manor house
spears?
tropes. Sorry.
Spears or swords? Any spears?
Well, yeah, there's probably on the suits of armor and things on the typical kind of things that you see. It'd be strange if it didn't have them those kind of ornamental things.
Anybody good at welding?
So it leads you through into the drawing room. There's another large fireplace against one wall, and on the opposite two walls there's two large leaded windows that look out across the grounds. So there's a number of portraits lining the walls of this room, and the pride of place above the fireplace is a huge full-length portrait of Sir Rupert that's got a little plaque underneath it that declares it as Sir Rupert Moore, 1st Baronet. And I believe we have a copy of this for you. I'm looking on the wrong page, that's why I can't see it. Painting of Sir Rupert. There we go.
Nice.
That's rough.
Nice tights.
Yeah.
I've got
That's
a pair
quite
like that.
white men can't jump.
Okay, you can all make a spot hidden as well.
I'm just gonna.
I'm not keen to spot what's hidden in there.
Ooh.
So
Pass.
so Penshoggers says, if you'd make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen, I shall go and inform some more of your arrival. And he pauses for a moment, then turns and leaves, closing the doors behind him. So who's just waiting on somebody else to make a roll, are we?
Just
I got a hard success.
You did. Excellent. So
being
you're,
busy doing something else, but I think I might know what the spot is for. What am I doing?
Can I take a look at? I take it that our butler doesn't look like Alamalad there. I'll do the whole like
Nice.
looking at the eyes.
the what? Sorry, Dave.
Look at the eyes. Can I have a look behind the picture? Is there anything that says a
The
date?
big
or...
picture, the big picture that's hung above the fireplace.
Oh, is it above the fireplace?
Yeah. It's about 40. So it's about a good 5-6 feet up the wall.
Oh.
And
If
the
it's
paint-
around the
it's-
fireplace, I'll just like start pulling candlesticks to see if there's any hidden doors.
And the actual picture is almost life size. It's huge.
Comes to life.
So
Buttons.
so everybody bar Charles, you notice as it catches your eye, you notice a striking similarity between the features of the person depicted in this picture and Frank Adler.
No,
Oh.
I've just compared the pictures before. That's what I were doing. They've used the same face, but they've like reversed it a bit and stuck some hairs on his chin.
Stuck some bum fluff on his chin.
Yeah, it's his ear. He's got like a sticky out ear. They've reversed, like flipped the picture, haven't they? So you think he bears a resemblance?
Sorry.
We think he bears a resemblance.
He does
There
very
is
much
a
bear a
striking number of similarities between the features of the person depicted in this painting and the photograph that you have of Frank Adler.
Mm-hmm. It's the knees.
You're drawn to the knees, Gerald.
So, oh, that's interesting. We're saying like spookily so, or just
Well, you could call it spookily, I suppose. Me up to if you want to describe it in that way. There is, like I say, it's uncanny, an uncanny resemblance.
So, are we going to use that as our opening gambit?
Yeah, I think we're looking for your nephew.
So
American
I'm just
nephew.
thinking, shall we just when he comes in, just have the photo just going.
Yeah, not bad.
Spooky.
Is there anything depicted underneath? Like, is there a nameplate or?
Yeah, it says underneath. It says Sir Rupert Moore.
but he might look like the photo. It don't mean he looks. It looks like the guy that owns the manor. We haven't seen him yet, have we?
So
No.
No.
Gerald as well. So Sir Rupert Moore is also the person. I believe. Let me just double check that before I get that completely wrong. But I believe it is the person from the character from supposedly according to the folklore, the tale that
Killed the worm.
defeated the worm.
Ah.
How old is Adler? Is he like late 20s?
About
In his
600,
30s.
630.
630. Yeah.
Sir Reginald. We need to see Sir Reginald, don't we? That's what we're
Mhm.
waiting for. How old's Sir Reginald?
Oh no, so no, sorry, he's not. No, I got that wrong. No, it isn't. It isn't the person from the guy who.
One of his descendants.
Yeah, one of his descendants. Yeah.
The dragon was killed prior to the Elizabethan guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's much older.
Yeah.
So
That's the tapestries from 1560s.
yes. So as there's various sort of bits of furniture. There's lots of nice plush chairs for you to relax in. And in the wind,
hidden
sat in the wind.
passages?
No, unfortunately, I've not managed to find any secret passages as yet. Sat.
I'll keep moving things around.
Okay. Sat in the window in one of the front of one of the big windows is a grand piano.
I can play the piano.
And there's several sheets of music laid out on the stand on the piano.
What's on the music sheet? So I'll have a flick through.
Okay.
Just,
So amongst there's various classics that you may or may not recognise, but amongst them all is a copy of the Ballad of the Dragon of Wantley. It's like the one not too dissimilar to the one that is that you saw in the frame in the pub.
I'll point it out to everybody. Just casually.
So
Is Charles musical? I know you're an actor, but do you do
Musical theatre.
bit of singing and dancing?
Do a bit of jazz hands.
You play the piano.
No, I can't play the piano.
oh right, I knew I had it somewhere. So got a bit more information for you, Gerald, on the legend. Where are we?
Maybe Jeeves needs to go and check on his master. Has he had a stroke? He's taking his time.
That gives us more time to, scope this place out. So
Maybe he's having it.
I was trying to find your if you want to, if anybody wanted to take the
Let's wreck the place.
what's there we go. Takes a while to load up that one. So that's the sheet of music that's on the thing. If anybody wanted to actually look at that. But yeah, so you've perhaps been. It's perhaps a good 10 minutes or so before Penshaw returns. Says, so Reginald will see you if you follow me. He's awaits you in the study. And he stands by the door waiting for you to follow him.
Hang on.
Is this playing?
No, I'll get it in a second.
well, we can't keep Sir Moore waiting. That's rude. and I will leave him and start to
Yeah,
move
I'll
over to
walk
go to see because I'm just how rude.
Okay. So yeah, it leads you back through the great hall towards the foyer and across the hallway to where there's another grand staircase in this wide hallway, and you can see there's an open door to your left, and you can see a quite well appointed library, quite large, certainly as big as the drawing room, if not bigger. You can make a luck roll as well as you're passing that, as he leads you to the door on the right hand side of the hallway into the study. Put that there.
I'm shit out of luck.
Yep.
Okay, Jake's on the
I'm
ball
really
again.
lucky.
Okay, so Jake, you maybe you like pause slightly to take in and appreciate some of the artwork and antiques that are around this grand hall, and you briefly catch sight. Some movement catches your eye towards the library. And you briefly looking over. You briefly catch sight of a middle-aged woman, like studying the bookshelf, one of the shelves, and she pulls a couple of books from the shelves and then like disappears from view.
I'd like if I can. Well, I was going to say how lovely. I mean, lovely. Do I get a reaction?
From who? Sorry, from Penshaw.
No, from the woman that I saw.
Well, there's no reaction at all.
Okay. Fair.
She looks very self-absorbed in what she's doing.
I see. Did I notice what book she was perusing?
No, too far away.
All right.
Too far away.
Wasn't the archaeologist using library here? That it was a female archaeologist, wasn't it?
It was.
It was doing the dig, and I think you said that you got access to this library, haven't you?
Yes.
Presume that's her.
Could be.
And how old? 40.
Sort of middle ages, yeah. About 40ish, maybe, yeah.
Back then, 30.
Was she attractive, Jake?
I'm sorry?
Was she good looking?
I was looking more at the book, to be honest. But I missed it. It was fleeting. So, and I'm not sure.
Maybe a bit too old for Frank. He prefers young ladies.
Certainly not FJ. But
So Penshaw leads you into the study, and there's against these walls a large, well-appointed fireplace, a large window overlooking the grounds, and several plush, padded leather armchairs. It says if you take a seat, gentlemen, some more will be with you shortly. Is there anything I can get you, gentlemen?
Well, I'd never say no to just a small one.
Brandy, sir?
Whiskey for preference.
Very well, sir. I'll see what I can do.
Maybe an Islay.
What? Sorry?
An Islay.
I'm not sure what that is, but okay. And the rest of you gentlemen, can I? Is there anything I can get you?
I'll have a coffee, please.
Same.
If you're making a pot, that would be very kind. Thank you.
A pot, sir?
If you're making multiple coffee, if you're making a pot of coffee, I will partake. But don't trouble yourself, please.
I'll see what I can do, sir. As I say, please make yourselves comfortable. And he sort of almost like stands to attention and then turns and leaves the room. Close the door behind him. So, like I said, there's all as well as these the furniture and the whatever around. There's more family portraits around the wall depicting various baronets. There's towards by the larger window. There's a large bird cage containing a number of linnets. That's kind of like a kind of finch, I believe. Yeah. So you want to do anything?
Do any of these pictures bear any sort of resemblance to Adler? Is there a strong sort of family resemblance in them all?
There's not all of them, but you do start to see this. Some similarities. I mean, some are more striking than others. Perhaps the more striking ones is there's another one of Sir Rupert, and there's also one of Sir Reginald, presumably when he was much younger, about the same age as Frank, and that is even more striking. That you could, they could be brothers.
Like, brothers, or yeah,
or perhaps an illegitimate child. There's a reason why he'd be in America. I'm just thinking.
So
keeping a
are there
secret
any
like that might be worthwhile, or give
in this
motive.
day and age? Yeah.
It might give motive for something.
Are there any do we know if he's ever been married, this Sir Reginald? Are there any pictures of an old wife, or
there are some family pictures? Yes.
So there's any illegitimate children?
Yes.
So he does have.
Yes, he appears to have had a son, a wife, and a son.
What's the oldest looking picture of his son?
Let me see. Where's my notes?
Does he have a resemblance to his father?
His son?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does he have a resemblance to Frank?
No.
With a different mother.
No. Find it now. Where the hell's that? So his son looks early 20s. Or that's the latest of the photographs. And his wife about. Sorry, go on, Jake.
Sorry, I just want to know if we could date that picture, meaning that picture from
it
like
looks,
5 years ago.
Possibly, yeah, certainly within the last 5 years, yeah.
And Adler is in his early 30s now, correct?
He is, yes.
So then this would indicate that prior to this child, 5 years prior, at least, there was another child born to this man.
Or he's a close relative anyway.
You don't get closer than it looks like my brother between father and son, that age.
How old's Lord Moore?
Or
Baron Moore, whatever he is.
You don't know.
Got to be like late 40s, in his 50s.
You
Well,
don't
he could be
know.
older.
Well, we're aging Frank Adler at 35.
I'm just wondering, he could be brother, you see, rather than son.
No, because the picture of him is from quite a long time ago, and the picture that we have of Adler is from quite recent.
Yeah, so there probably is some pictures. So there's some family pictures of Sir Reginald and his wife and his son. So yeah, he's in the most recent picture. Well, I can show you a picture of him.
Oh.
It looks to be maybe in his 70s.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I see.
670 to be precise.
6,070.
Right. So we're not looking at a twin brother or a brother
No.
like from, Huh.
So while you're who's looking around? So
I'm gonna quickly
I'm going
say,
to try and teach
not
the
brother
bird.
story, not brother story.
No,
Story
no,
won't fly
let's not do
here.
that.
I'm going to
Not
try and talk to the parrots.
okay. If you're looking around if you've been taking the time to look around the room, maybe looking at the pictures or the photographs, you can make a spot hidden as well. But only if your character's been legitimately been looking around the pictures and things like that. I rely on your honesty.
I'm teaching the parrots to talk.
Okay.
That's what you do. with
I'm too busy
parrots.
trying to whisper to the other people, like, he's not my brother. It's clearly family here.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
So nobody.
I wasn't able to focus because Jake kept talking to me.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not the first time that happened today, and it will not be the last time either.
Yeah, the beers took an effect on me. I'm still affected by the effects of the strong beer.
Do either of you want to push that or spend luck on that?
If we're not going with the brother, what are we going with then? Are we just going straight in for the kill?
Because obviously they know he's an illegitimate child of Sir Reginald.
Oh,
Go straight in with the, this photo looks familiar.
Exactly. Boom.
Yeah.
We have information. We have evidence. We're just not very intelligent people.
I want to know
But we don't have
what
to say
what your argument was about and what relation he is to you.
And if Polly wants a cracker.
I could still flash the badge at this point.
And
our trail led him here.
where the girl is, what we're looking for, where Flora is.
Yeah, that is actually what we've been hired for.
Let's do
That is
that.
true.
Let's not forget Flora.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's not forget her. But I mean, it's amazing how like everything just changed on a dime. We came in thinking and wanting to do one thing, and boom.
I'm quite keen to know what an arscot is.
Ascot.
That's,
obviously the misspelling of the word mascot.
I'm not entirely sure that you're right there because
kicked him right in the mascot.
Sir Moore of Moore Hull kicked, according to that song, kicked the dragon in the arscot. And I would quite like to know, for possible future reference, if a dragon needed kicking.
I suppose you can make it's a kind of an old English. You can make a hard English language rule.
Own language, okay.
Well, the dragon's not a dragon, is it? It's a worm. Told you dragons don't exist.
Oh, wow! Bloody hell! Yeah, so Ascot is referring right to the sphincter, the actual muscle, right in the arsehole.
Right in the ring piece.
Is that where you've got to stick the spear?
A spike
Yeah.
boot right in the right up right up there.
It's
Sorry.
the only place that the dragon was vulnerable, and to be honest, we're all slightly vulnerable there. As I feel you may find out tonight.
And with a 1, you also know the etymology of the word, which I will ignore as you started to tell me it. It comes from the ancient Latin word.
Yeah, he can probably wax lyrical about that.
I shall start waxing.
Funny, you know a lot about asses.
So,
Right at this
it's been a
point,
special study.
so nobody. So by the way, nobody was pushing or spending luck on that spot hidden.
I didn't make.
No, they're too
roll.
fascinated by my.
Yeah.
Is there, a whiteboard or a blackboard that I can start doing a quick lecture?
Oh,
The history of Bumhole.
Please do tell us more, Gerald. This is fascinating.
Right. So mid lecture, the door opens. Penshaw steps in. Says, Sir Reginald Moore, and Sir Reginald walks in. In the middle of year.
And that, my friends, is the where the word asker comes from. Ah, Mr. Adler, Mr. Moore, I presume.
that's
Right,
sir, and I will stand as he enters.
Right. So Penshaw comes over and sort of serves everybody the drinks that they requested, and then so stands to.
Thank you. A cigar as well. And I'll take a cigar out of his top pocket.
Right, he kind of stands to attention, almost clicking his heels together. And says, Sir Reginald, will be anything else? Says, no, Penshaw, that's all for now. And so he sort of half bows and leaves the room. But you notice as he closed the door, he clearly is just standing outside the door. Says, to what do I owe this pleasure, gentlemen?
Can I go over and close the door?
It's closed. He has closed it.
Oh, okay. Just like.
But you can see he literally stands at the side of the door and just pulls it closed.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So, what can I do for you, gentlemen? I'm not sure I've made your acquaintance.
I think I'm going to make some small talk to make sure that he's completely with it.
Does he bear a resemblance to Adler? An old Adler, obviously.
It's possibly it's not as maybe it's not as obvious. I mean, is at least 40 years his senior, so
I'll just do some like. I must compliment you on this house. This mansion is magnificent. What year is this from again? It's Tudor origins.
What did it say on the front? I'm sure as an archaeologist I will have noted because it had the date.
It did.
I think
I've lost it myself. 1560.
And so 50, he knows that. He says it, right?
15,
yes.
It's 1560, by the way, Jake.
Yeah, it's quite uncanny. We have a picture that is exactly this person here, and are we in the room with the photo? Is that where, or no?
Yeah. So there's the family photographs, and there's a photograph of Sir Reginald when he was younger, about Adler's age, maybe a little bit older. That does bear a striking resemblance, yeah. And of course, there's a smaller version of the big portrait that was in the Great Hall, the parlour. Sorry.
You're right, Jake. It is quite uncanny.
Well, I suppose these things happen. nature and all that.
Quite, and the indiscretion of youth.
I'm sorry, sir.
These things do happen. Yes.
I'm afraid I'm a little bit confused. What is your business here?
Jake Adler, you recall? We sent a telegram.
I received no telegram. This Adler fella. Yes, I know this Adler fella. He was at the house a few days ago. Horrible, like brash American chap. Trying to buy racehorses from me. Is just liberty, just terrible. I sent him away with a flea in his ear.
He tried to buy racehorses.
Racehorses, yes. You deaf? I breed racehorses. Is that why you're here? Are you here for the
Yeah.
racehorses? Speak up, man. Speak up.
Sorry, what was the name of the person that was missing from here?
Well, we just know him as groundskeeper.
The
The
groundskeeper.
groundskeeper.
We don't know his name.
Where are your stables then, Sir Reginald?
But they're around the back of the property. Quite extensive. Are you here to view the horses?
No,
Yes,
we're,
we'll have a look at the horses.
Oh, very good, very good. Yes,
No.
we can arrange that. What are you looking for? Breeding stock?
Yes.
Jolly good, jolly good.
Do you want to show him your photo?
Sorry.
I thought we did already. Because he
I
said it
don't
was
think we-
just nature.
I thought
Um,
he was comparing.
No. Interesting. The scandal that would occur if a product of an illegitimate relationship were to come and try to take advantage of a situation. Wouldn't you agree, Sir Moore?
Yes, very. That would be most disagreeable.
Yes, and if such a person who is perpetrating this indelicate crime were to go missing, wouldn't that point suspicions as the people who've had the most to lose?
I suppose. Are you some kind of mystery writer?
You could say that I am a solver of mysteries, and I'm
Oh.
going to flash the badge.
I pull some sunglasses out because it's so bright because we've not seen it yet.
Penshaw, come here. The door
and
opens almost immediately, and Penshaw, you never told me that these were the officers of the law. I'm sorry, Mr. Reginald, I wasn't aware. Bloody hell, man! What's going on? See to these people properly. Please, there's nothing to do with horses.
It's
Is it perhaps some stolen horses? I can assure you I have no stolen horses on this property.
How about a stolen filly?
A filly? No, we have no stolen horses. That's terrible.
Goes by the name of Flora. You might know her grandmother, the Baroness of Snaith.
Baroness of Snaith. I'm aware of Lady McVitie. Yes, she's
We're
a
here.
bit above my station, I'm afraid.
Above? Did you say above?
Above my station, yes. Oh my, yes, certainly.
We're here.
I don't think she's looking to be courted, so that matter shouldn't be of concern.
No, I'm married. Oh well, I was.
We're here. We're looking for her granddaughter.
I see.
We believe that a gentleman by the name of Frank Alder brought her here, this town. We have been told that you were arguing with Mr. Alder. And then I'll turn to Jake. Jake, show him the photo of Mr. Alder. who
Here,
bears an uncanny resemblance to you when you were younger.
yeah. So when he says
And,
take the
and the
photo
painting.
of Mr. Adler, I'm actually going to take the photo of him when he was young off a wall, put that there, and then show the other one.
This will become a police matter. So we would like as much help as possible now.
Right, you can make, yeah, you're gonna have to make a persuade roll. He looks at the photo and looks at you, looks at the photo, and you can see like his cheeks are getting red, like
Right.
we can see the anger bubbling up.
Would some jazz hands help?
I've got quite a decent persuade.
Go ahead.
I've got 60. Anybody beat 60?
I just want to role play it.
You
through,
can
so
assist
you're
as well.
persuading, you persuade.
Yeah, and if you
Well,
role play a reasonable thing, you can. You can make a. You can add a bonus dice for the argument.
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I can. I'm sure I can get him to see reason.
We'll burn his house down if he doesn't.
What
It's
with your
I feel,
knowledge of the ascot and where you kick him?
Getting-
if, he doesn't give you
getting,
the information.
I'm sure you realise by now that I'm quite skilled in getting people to like me and get in their good graces. It's just one of my skills. A very social person. Have a cigar.
Okay. Right, like I say, you can see like the anger just like bubbling just beneath the surface, and Pencroff almost like there's some kind of telepathic link between them. Pencroff suddenly appears and says, "So Reginald, is everything all right?" I'm speaking with that's not Pencroff's voice. So Reginald, is everything all right? Yes, Pencroft, it's quite all right. You go and put your feet up. And he sort of, for the first time, he notices Sir Reginald has got a cane, and he suddenly starts to lean heavily on it and sort of almost hobbles to one of the armchairs and drops down into it. Says, yes, this Adler chap, he was here, yes. No, nothing to do with horses. No, nothing to do with horses.
Blackmail, such a terrible word.
Yes, I wouldn't.
Have a cigar.
I knew his mother. Yes, I'm sure that's what you're here about. It's,
I think the family resemblance makes that quite obvious.
A moment's indiscretion from so many years ago.
So he goes over. He sort of struggles to his feet, leaning on his cane heavily. And he walks over to one of the mantelpieces and tips over the most recent family photo showing his with his wife and his son. Says, yes, and he undoes the back of the photograph and removes what looks like an old, faded, sort of dog-eared cigarette card. Says, yes, I knew his mother. It's, where are we? Says, Leonore Adler. You may be familiar with officer. You may be familiar with her. She's one of from your side of the Atlantic. And he hands you this card.
All right. Okay. Oh, I see.
So, you see, I was a bit of a put myself about. I suppose that's what they'd say these days.
Hmm.
Had a bit of a wild streak when I was younger.
Well, who could blame you? She's positively stunning.
Indeed, indeed.
Enchanting, one would say.
Ding
However,
dong.
how are we to ensure that you didn't arrange for any unfortunate disappearances of our friend, Mr. Adler?
Most of the
I can
points
assure
are
you that
young
was not
Flora.
that was not the case.
Well, then where is he now?
That I don't know. As I say, I was with that. I was being honest. He came here with trying to get his claws into my estate, trying to claim his inheritance.
Was he alone, or was he with a woman?
It was on his own. I don't know who this woman is that you're speaking of.
It's the granddaughter of the count.
Oh yes. No, I've never seen her.
But there is another woman involved. He has an ally that may know of his plans.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is he came up here, throwing threats around, saying he wanted his right to his claim to the inheritance, and I sent him on his way.
Is that the first time you had any contact with him?
It's the first and only time.
Well,
I tried to explain to him. I wanted to do the honourable thing, but his mother, she would have none of it. She wouldn't even accept any financial help. I tried to give her, and she, in fact, after she returned to America, she was the one who broke off communication. And he comes here, trying to throw his weight around, claiming he owns this inheritance. Well, sir, he does not. I owe him nothing.
Is your other son? I noticed you had another child. Is your other son still alive, or did he perish in the war?
My son and my wife passed away a few years ago during the Spanish flu epidemic.
My condolences. But we will need to speak with the other staff who may have some information. Can you please call the groundskeeper so that we can question him regarding?
I'm afraid the groundskeeper has gone. What's the word? AWOL.
Well, that's quite odd. How long has he worked with you?
He's for a few decades. His father worked here before him, just like Penshaw. I've been meaning to send Penshaw up to the lodge to find out what's wrong.
To the lodge.
Yes. He lives upon the lodge upon the moors up by the crags.
We're going to need to see his residence to determine his whereabouts or the circumstances regarding his disappearance.
Well, hopefully the man. I presume the man's ill, but it's very unprofessional of him not to send word. As I say, I was intending to send Penshaw up there to check on him, but we've been quite busy with the geldings.
How far away is the lodge?
It's just up on the crags. It's a few miles.
Oh, more walking! Yay! Yay! It'll be dark, won't it? I don't think I want to do that.
And
if you can, I'd be most appreciative if you could see off this ne'er-do-well. He's
well, where did Frank stay the evening? I mean, he didn't stay at any.
Stay? My God, man, no, he didn't stay. I had him run off the premises.
Then why did you feed us some horse shit story?
Because I have my reputation, sir.
Looking for horse. Well, obviously, you're of no concern. You weren't interested in paying him off. He could have gone blathering off his mouth. Your reputation is still solid, and in my estimation, it's only even hired or raised by the fact that that you were, consorted with such lovely ladies in your youth.
Yeah, so that's not the done thing here. Not the done thing.
You sent him on his way. What were his last words to you?
You'll rue the day.
Just more empty threats. Just threatened that I would regret my decision.
Can we all roll psychology with us, see if we believe him?
Yeah, push you can.
I'm going to say I quite believe him.
Mm.
I'm not even going to roll it. I don't know if it's the role playing of the GM in this case, but I'm quite convinced that that's the case.
Thank you, Jake.
I know. My character is.
Yeah, he seems to be. Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth. Yeah.
So you haven't seen young Flora at all, then?
I haven't seen her at all.
She
No,
wasn't with him.
this is the first I've heard of
What?
this young lady.
So she was with him in town, in the village.
This argument was on the day we know he arrived in town, the village.
Yes,
Yeah.
it seems
Was
as
it the
it seems
afternoon,
so. Yeah.
wasn't it? So
What happened to Flora
what
between
happened to Flora?
them both being in the village?
You know what? I'm going to look over towards the butler and say, "Excuse me, you Periscope. That was your name, correct? Go ahead and tell me."
Penshaw, sir.
What was
Penshaw.
Sorry, Penshaw, Periscope. You're
Jeez.
just so tall. What was your impression? I mean, you are the one who seemed to be very inquisitive about the purpose of every visitor's reasoning for coming to see the Lord. What did Frank Adler tell you when he came to see?
He
Sir-
claimed to have family business. As I say, it's my job, my prime, my number one purpose to ascertain
How long?
the intentions
long-
of any visitors to the hall.
Yes.
How long
You
were
let-
you in
you
the?
let Adler in, and you let us in, so that's 2 for 2.
Well, how long have you been in the employ of Mr. Moore?
I have
Sir
been since I was 8 years old.
Well, I'm quite interested to know what your reaction is when Frank Adler came and standing in front of you, you saw Sir Moore at the age of 35.
So Penshaw glances at Sir Reginald, and Sir Reginald sort of like and nods. Says, Sir Reginald confided in me at the time. I'm fully aware of Mr. Adler's lineage.
And you didn't seek to defend your employer against that by refusing him entrance. It seemed that might have solved the issue.
Sir Reginald decided he would speak with him. It was the first contact he'd had with him, after all. But upon the reception Sir Reginald received and the threats, it was he was ejected from the property.
Did he come with bags at all?
No,
Expecting
not.
to stay? So
He did
wasn't
not.
expecting to stay.
Oh, you're the the groundskeeper chappie. What's his name?
The groundskeeper is called.
Groundskeeper.
Where is he?
And how old is he? The question.
One moment. Jeremiah Partlet. He is in about his 50s.
Just wondered if he's in league with our friend.
Hmm.
That's why he's not come
Somebody
back.
quite clearly is.
Or, like we said earlier on, he's dead. So it's going to be dark, isn't it? We reckon we could get back to the inn.
So yeah, lights quickly failing outside. It's
Would we be able to find our way to this lodge at night? Ask this to Jeeves.
I wouldn't recommend it, sir. It's the crags are quite dangerous during the day. Never mind at night. Take a bit of wrong footing, and you'd find yourself with a broken neck.
Back to the inn, early start, go to the lodge.
Hmm.
Well, it's probably way too late to even leave back to the inn tonight. I'm sure there's rooms that could be made up for us to stay in. We can leave straight from here.
But we want to look at the apparatus
Yeah, we've got
in the basement of the inn.
Okay, fair enough.
we've got some tunnels to explore.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
fair.
gonna
No,
do
I was
science.
just inviting myself over, but okay.
And you could very well have done that. So you
If you want to stay here.
Yeah. You don't mind if we come back tomorrow to the premises and then move on to the crags and conduct our investigations. It will only be to your benefit.
If I have
you have
your word, gentlemen, that you will see this ne'er-do-well does not
Yeah, to stop this
cast his shadow across my doorstep again.
nasty blackmailer. What's it worth?
Of course, we only want to see justice done.
That is a cad and a shyster.
If you
just
do
want
hear
to
word
rescue
from him,
Flora, we fear for her safety, and it will be 3 days since she's in here in this town. So
right?
Well, I
don't
wish
know.
you the best of luck in finding her. As I say, I have never seen the girl.
So we're gonna go back to the inn, and then crack of dawn, come back, go up to the lodge.
Yeah.
Would you think it might be worth going to the police now? Don't mention
No.
the blackmail. Just say that there's a suspect that might have abducted a woman, and the Sir Reginald's confirmed it, or confirmed that the man we're chasing is here in town.
Not yet. I think we should have everything and then go to police.
Hmm.
So, right. Going, anything else, or shall we go back to the inn? And get
I
pissed?
guess back to the inn and explore some tunnels.
So he has Penshaw drive you back down to the village.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Good effort.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to just because I do feel bad. Patrick, you must forgive me. Sometimes the investigative method is can be insulting at times, but it does have its purposes. I hope you realize I bear you no ill will and appreciate your service to the Moore family. And that everything that I said was not done to be unkind at all. And you certainly did not deserve to be the end of anything that would have made you feel less than positive about the experience.
And I say, old boy, any chance of a lift in the morning?
Pick us up.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I have other duties. Myself and Sir Reginald have much work to do with the gelding, continuing the gelding of the horses.
Can't get the staff.
Well, Sir Reginald likes to be hand-on with the horses. I'm speaking with Sir
I'm
Reginald.
sure he does.
Yes, he likes to be hand-on with the horses. Hands-on. Warms them up first.
Yes. Right in the arse gut.
But yeah, he thanks you.
Yeah.
He thanks Jake for your apology and accepts your apology. So he drops you off. Well, he asks you where you want dropping off in the village. I'm dropping off at the inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inn.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he
Let's go in.
drops you off. You can make a spot hidden on the journey back as well.
No, I can't.
Oh, Gerald.
Yes, I can.
Sharp-eyed Gerald.
I am on the
And
ball.
Harry. And Jake. Okay, so yeah, Charles, you're clearly still suffering from the effects of the local beer. So as the Rolls is swinging out of the driveway onto the main road, and the headlights cast across a nearby field, you catch briefly, just ever so briefly, you catch sight of a figure stood in the field about maybe 100 yards in, and like I said, only very briefly, and it's Gerald. You
Tom.
recognise it? It's that guy that grabbed your arm.
Oh, you best go and get him, Gerald. I'll
Oh,
wait for you at the inn.
Like I say, you only
Go on,
catch
then.
only a glimpse of him as the headlights, as the cars turn, the headlights cast across the field, and just pick him out. It's just gaunt skeleton, tall, gaunt figure.
I'll point him out to Henshaw. I say, chap, did you see that fella?
Did he see him?
Right on the road, man.
No, sir. I didn't see him. Yes, as your companion rightly says, my attention is focused on the road.
Tall, skinny, loony fella. Long Tom, I think they called him in the,
Long Tom. Yes,
inn.
he. I believe he's. Where's it now?
Standing in that field.
Is it related to one of the locals? Is it the blacksmith? I can't recall. But he's under the guardianship of the groundskeeper.
Oh, good.
We can see him tomorrow then. We don't have to chase him across the field.
Yeah, I'll
It's
look
under the
forward to
guardianship of
that.
the groundskeeper. Used to. It's let's see. He does know who is related to. Yes, is related to Mary Potts, I believe, at the general store. It's his
Did you say he's
brother,
the
right? I
guard?
think it was a brother, or is a
Did you
brother.
say he's the guard? The groundskeeper is his guardian.
Yes, the groundskeeper took him in.
He's missing. So he's wandering around.
Yes, it's a bit of a strange one. Went missing up on the moors when he was a young lad.
Was he? Is that what made him a bit potty?
Indeed, sir. Indeed, he was missing for a week, I believe. Found him raving.
Glow sticks.
Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
Yes, I believe his family sent him off to convalesce.
And that worked a treat, didn't it?
Oh, I believe he's much better than he was, sir, from what I hear. But I'm not one for gossip. I'm not one for gossip. So here we are. And he pulls up outside the inn.
All right, let's go and get a drink.
Yeah, parched.
All right. Yep. So yeah, Penshaw turns the rolls around and disappears back up the road.
Toodle pip.
We're gonna end it there.
Yeah,
Before
if
we
can
go
do.
on,
Yeah. So
Oh,
so you get you're out to get out
Excitement
to the
in
cars,
tunnels,
and you can hear the sound, raucous sound of like a full inn. The pub's full and rowdy.
Oh, they're all gonna die when we burn it down.
Oh well.
Oh. Mass killing.
Only a complete fool would like be lighting matches in a gassy environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All killed in an explosion, freak explosion, gas explosion.
Yeah.
Blow up all the town.
So Jake's got his own room,
Yeah.
and
So
two
the
of us are doubling up, and then somebody's got a single. So am
Yeah.
I doubling up with Gerald?
So I'm torn now whether I want to double up for safety or have my own room for comfort.
well, first of all, I could still double up with somebody. I actually took the last room so that nobody else could come later and then have room there. Like I don't want unknowns now also staying at the inn. As if we
Not
took
gonna
all
be-
available rooms, anybody that comes after won't have
Not-
space.
Not going to be sleeping anyway. We're going to be going into these tunnels.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Oh, I still might get some sleep. Yeah, we can worry about that later. Once we discover what we see in the tunnels, we might be able to be in a position to make smarter decisions.
Why break the habit of a lifetime?
I know.